Hello, friend. If you're tuning into this, it's been a while. I filmed my last video several months back before we moved. So we moved houses in October, and then our family caught the flu, and the several months of unpacking and holidays have just left me unable to film while I got through all of that with my 4 kids. But we are here in the new place, we are settled, and I thought it would be a great time to finally film an update and talk a little bit about my word for the new year and the message that God's giving me going forward. I do want to share with you guys some things in our new home, all the good, the bad, and the parts that still need improvement. And I will do a house tour coming up soon with the before and after, because we've actually done a lot of improvements in the place that I am sitting in now. So how are you guys? I haven't heard from you all in a while, and I just am so glad to be back on, and I hope that today I can be an encouragement to you. So I figured we would just chat, kind of like friends sitting and catching up on goals and ideas in the new year. And so what I have here in my hands is just a simple Aldi's planner. I got it at the grocery store that I always shop at, so nothing expensive or fancy. And I probably will keep up with this. I don't know. That's not my goal or anything like that, is to keep the planner going. It's just here if I need it like a tool. But what I did do is I wrote in the top of the planner in the front page what my word for 2023 is. So among my close friends, we like to share a word that God gives us for the new year, and it kind of gives us purpose and focus and direction. And the word that just kept coming back to me is healing. This is my year to let God heal and love me. And I wanted to share what I mean by that. So last year just felt a lot like a lot of busyness. We just had a lot of moving parts, literally moving houses, and also just at the beginning of the year, I had a new baby. My son is now 15 months old, and I feel like I can finally breathe a little, because 4 kids and one of them being a little baby, it was just a lot. And I just feel like I poured out continuously to my family or to others, or even at times on the channel. And I really did not prioritize self-care as much as I should have. I think I gained weight when I didn't want to. I think I dealt with stress in whatever coping mechanisms I could use. And I heard a sermon by our pastor on Sunday about the verses about building your house. In the Bible, Jesus says, a wise man builds his house on the rock, and a foolish man builds his house on the sand. And the idea is that the rock is our faith in Jesus Christ. And also my pastor elaborated and said, our houses are built brick by brick, choice by choice. There are thousands of choices we make each day, and they are kind of pushing us towards our goals or pushing us away. And he asked us to reflect, what kind of house are you building? So for me, I want to build a house of healing, and I want to heal in several areas, and I wanted to share that with you guys publicly. So the first is with my back pain. Since having our youngest baby, and with some of the other babies, I've just never had really strong core strength. And I just think that it adds to my back pain, plus lifting a 30-pound baby all day and walking around with him, plus just doing the daily around the house tasks. I just struggle to do those without pain. I've been through physical therapy. I've tried different things. I just want to heal my back pain this year. So this is the first time I'm really going to be like praying about it. And in tandem with that, I've started a strength training routine every Tuesday and Thursday to just not even like, oh, I need to get fit. And it's just to strengthen my back and my core so that I can function well as a mom and as a wife. So that's my first goal with healing this year. The next is grief. I lost my sister about 8 years ago, and I also lost my grandmother, who was like a mom to me, super close with her 4 years ago. And the grief from those, it's mostly subsided, but there's things that well it back up again. But there's things that were part of my identity back then when I lost them that I kind of stopped doing. And the biggest was reading classical literature. I have a passion for that. I've been an English teacher for 10 years, and I just stopped reading because it's something that it makes me feel really fully alive and brings me joy. But when I was grieving, I didn't feel right almost engaging in that. And I've occasionally picked things up here or there, but I don't feel like I've really fully embraced that part of myself again. So that's something I want to heal in the new year. I have a goal to read more fiction, and I hope to share what I read with you guys. The next is I felt like I had a little bit of an addiction to Facebook and just, social media towards the end of last year. And I think it was one of those coping mechanisms that I was using at times when I felt lonely, or just when you're exhausted as a mom and you want to keep up with people, but you don't have the time to call. But for whatever reason, God just asked me to remove that. And nothing against people still using it, but I'm rebuilding my foundation brick by brick. And I think he was asking me to strip away any bricks that were unhealthy for me. And so I've removed that. And I will say it's been maybe about a month since I've been off of it. And at first I felt incredibly lonely and went through like a really, really tough withdrawal. And now I'm finally feeling good again and like getting back to a norm. And so for me, I think being on some of those things, I think I need to heal my brain from it. I think my brain had become so used to distraction, and it may go hand in hand with me struggling to read, that I could not really engage my interest in books. And so I want to do both. I want to heal from distraction, and I want to read again. And I want to also continue to work on some of my coping mechanisms. One that I tried to heal during COVID was kind of an addiction to shopping, where I would shop for boredom or for just, I don't know, to entertain myself or just, you name it, maybe stress release. And the idea is that during COVID, when all the stores shut down, I could not go shopping. And it really helped me reevaluate why I shop or what I do. And for the last couple years, we have worked really hard budgeting, stopping that over shopping, being frugal. And I had announced in one of our last videos that we are debt free now, and we were able to move into this house debt free. And now our new goal is to create a savings that's the 3 to 6 month emergency fund that Dave Ramsey recommends. So I have committed to doing a no spend January. So I am not spending anything above and beyond our normal, just like household things that are necessities and groceries. And everything else has to just take a back burner for this month. So it's just been an interesting experiment to do away with shopping. And I didn't even realize how much I still get the impulse to go out and shop or look for things. And I've had to be a little more creative. So I want to do a separate video about that when the month is completed. The next thing is I want to keep healing my body with just walking and talking with friends and walking and being in nature. Heal my brain with reading and spending more time in my Bible. And heal also just time with my children. Like, it's been such a stressful year last year. I just want to have patience and bandwidth and the space to be present for my family. So I concluded all of this. I wrote it all out in the front of my planner, and I said, it is time to heal. I am so struck by the passage where Jesus asked the leper if he wants to be healed. I can feel the Father taking my hand and asking me, Morgan, do you want to be healed? Yes, Lord. This year I do. And I'm not huge on like resolutions or anything like that, but if you haven't, I would encourage you to pray about and ask God if there's a word he has for you this year, something he wants you to focus on. And I think the idea is that throughout the year, we can keep coming back to that word and that space and say, this is where the priority lies. And so for me, going forward, it's appropriate that this word's in my planner, because when I go to make plans month by month or put things on my schedule, if it's not contributing to my healing, or if it's taking away from my healing and time for self-care, time to go on a walk or read or strengthen my back, or spend time with God, then it needs to be removed. And so I will be very careful about what I allow in my schedule going forward. So that's that, and I want to catch up with you guys again soon, and like I said, do a house tour. But it has been so good visiting with you. Hopefully something in here resonated with you. If you watched all the way to the end, thank you so much for coming back to my channel. I appreciate you guys, and I really just want to be here to encourage you this year as I go on my own healing journey. So I'll see you all next time. Bye, everybody.